morning, everybody. Morning money. That's what I'm talking about. It's not actually the money that I love. It's the freedom that comes from having it. And it gives us the choices to do what we want, when we want, and how we want. It's an amazing story. I know this couple that they got involved in real estate within 5 years. They have either owning outright or part ownership of over 1,000 units. They take a couple months off every year. She's got family in New Zealand. They travel all over. They do whatever they want, when they want, and how they want. Now, if that doesn't sound appetizing to you, then you're probably on the wrong channel, okay? Because I'm all about waking up and asking myself, what do I want to do? And that's it. Got some hustle in the mug right here. Got to get the crew lined out today. Getting one of my rentals up and going. The people that were there were nasty, and so had to get them out. It's been a process on getting the bugs out and getting the roaches killed off and getting it painted and back up to snuff and everything like that. So here we are. We're making progress with this and everything, so stay tuned. Got a fantastic message, something for you to think about that's going to help you succeed along your financial independence road. Now, the whole thing why I do this is because, like I said, I like choices. And when I wake up, if I want to go have a ribeye at Chop House in New Orleans, I want that to be a choice. I want that to be an option. I want that to be a decision that I can make. I don't want to be in a situation and say, I can't do that. I have to save the money for that. There's no fun in doing that. None. Stay tuned. I'm actually in the process of watching this ET video right here. Fantastic guy, a lot of motivation. And this all has to do with mindset. And if you look at what his shirt says, just execute. That's what his shirt says, just execute. Funny thing, yesterday I'm looking on Facebook. I'm a member of one of the pages that does junk removal, dump trailer hustle, roll off hustle, all that kind of stuff. And they were talking about, or a guy was saying, you know, I can buy a 10-foot trailer and use a half-ton truck to get and everything like that. What do you think about this? And a lot of people are, you're going to da-da-da-da and everything. And I said, you know what? I said, you're going to outgrow that truck, and it's probably going to happen fairly quick. But the most important thing is for you to do something. Get out there. Quit talking about it. Make it happen. Every one of us a billion dollar idea, okay? Everybody does. You probably come across hundreds of them in your lifetime. How many have you ever acted on, put into fruition, made it come true, taken it from idea, concept to, boom, physically manifesting it and it happened? How many? Well, there you go. See, that's the big difference between people, okay? Bill Gates, he had a vision, put it into use. Steve Jobs had a vision, all right? Lee Iacocca had a vision having to do with Chrysler when he took it over. All of these people put it into action. All of these people put it into action. Ask yourself right now, what is it that you are not doing? What can you do differently? Is there some point in your life that you're not moving forward with because of something up here? Please keep in mind, every decision that you make comes down to one of two things. You're either seeking pleasure or you're trying to avoid pain. But every decision, regardless of what it is, comes down to those two things. Every decision you make down to one of two things. You're either seeking pleasure or trying to avoid pain. Well, Rob, I don't think so. Guaranteed. Every decision you make comes down to one of those two things. Some way, somehow, the end result is either going to give you pleasure or you're trying to avoid pain. And that's why we do it. Okay? Sometimes that pain that you're trying to avoid is going to be failure. It might be rejection. It might be you don't want to be the laughingstock of the neighborhood or the circle of friends or whatever. I don't know. Do you know how many people tell me, hey man, it's ludicrous. I can't believe that you wake up at 3:30 in the morning. You know what? My decisions that I make are not the same that those people make each weekend. Those people have a lot more financial strife in their life, and a lot more of their time is consumed by just trying to make ends meet. Mine is not. I work extra in the morning, I work extra late at night. I do what they're not willing to. I enjoy a life that they won't. They are not willing to do anything differently. They're going to stay where they're at, exactly where they're at, doing where they always do. Can they change? Absolutely. Anybody can change. Is it hard? You damn right it's hard. If it wasn't, everybody would be doing this. Everybody would look at things in a different light. Everybody would have a side hustle. Everybody would be investing. Everybody would be looking for financial independence, but they're not. Some people don't even see themselves being financially independent. Some people have come to grips with, I am going to be dependent on somebody else for my livelihood for the rest of my life. Some people have come to grips that there is absolutely no way for me to get rich. It only happens to other people. Some people have come to grips with, the only chance I have is I'm going to be buying lottery tickets, and so they do. It was amazing. I was at a convenience store this weekend, and I watched out of 5 people, 3 of them bought some type of lottery tickets, whether it was the Lotto, Powerball, or scratch-offs, okay? And there's probably $80 to $100 that got spent between those 3 people. You know, and I've never met a professional lottery player. I've never met a scratch-off player that's all they do for a living. I've met professional poker players. I've met professional sports bettors. There's very few of them, but I have met a few. And I've met professional blackjack players. But the rest of the gambling just doesn't happen. And it's that whole mentality of, I'm going to get rich quick overnight. And here's that regardless of how you get the money, the thing that you have got to have to be able to hold on to it is discipline. That once you get it in your hand, you're not going to throw it away. Because I can assure you of this, if it comes easy, you are going to be so compelled to get rid of it quicker than you got it. You're going to find things that will be simply amazing that you need, that you did not know you needed once you got all that money in your hand. And I can tell you this, just from my experience. If I put a large amount of money into a bank account that I look at on a frequent basis, then all of a sudden, wheels start turning, and I start saying, hey, there's some things that I need. I'll give you an example is that, about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, I got a loan from a private individual, put up 2 houses for collateral, because I was going to take that money and I was going to do something with it. It was earmarked for this in particular. Well, guess what? That didn't happen. That money got spent. It did not get spent on anything frivolous, okay? But it also did not get spent on anything that puts money into my pocket, all right? I paid for some roofs on some houses. The situation with that is that if I had taken that money and put into the house that I intended to do, that house would be paying me money, and it would be making the loan payment on that money that I borrowed. Well, here's the problem is that didn't occur, and so that loan payment comes out of the money that comes in for the business. is Rental Robert with the Hustle Nation. Watch what you do up here so that you can start doing more out here. Have yourself a very wonderful day.